Core principle number 4 states that learning is enhanced through multiple methods and presentation modes that engage the range of senses. Isn't this a little bit like motivational strategies like in core principle number 1?
Yeah, what we'll see is that these core principles are not kind of separate, they actually connect together and work as a system. Now, if you think about what we're talking about here, is that information can be presented in a number of ways. I mean, if I go back to when I did A-levels, the teacher dictated the notes and I wrote them down. So it's just purely listening, writing, you go home, you write it out.
So what has changed?
Well, in fact, I mean, there is this argument that a lot of things that were being done 50 years ago that we now know not to be terribly effective, there's still a kind of educational Jurassic Park if you want. And in a sense, that's what we're trying to address by making teaching more evidence-based and looking at how we learn and saying, well, okay, well, let's take this knowledge that we now have and let's improve the way we teach and the way we create the student learning experience. So let's go back to that. I mean, if you think about it today, we're really in a good position because with technology, right, the different types of technologies, we can give students a very media-rich experience. We can still use text. Text is important. We can still talk to them. Talking is important. We get students to do things. But if you think about the technologies where we can hyperlink many things, so a student can be looking at something, go into an hyperlink, go into a discussion community, watch an animation, read a case study, and go as deep as they want. You can just keep building these networks of resources. Now the thing is, we know that more you engage the range of senses, and more you create variation in the learning experience, because at the end of the day you might say, oh, videos are really good. Now the thing is, yeah, they are, if it's a novelty, but if every lesson you were showing videos, you know, it's a bit like having the same dinner every night. I like lobster, and I can eat a lot of it, but I'd probably get bored if I had lobster.
I'm sure you won't.
But that's the basic argument, is that we want to engage the range of senses more, and we've got the opportunity to do that now with technology.
What you're saying is doing a variety of teaching methodology, not just necessarily chalk and talk. I tell and you do and you copy, like the example that you gave earlier. Would that be fair? Would it be fair to say that?
Yeah, I mean, we can have a range of methods, we can have a range of resources that they can access. We can give them a much more varied and rich experience, but it's important not to make it varied and rich just for the sake of it. We've got to make sure it does connect to the learning outcomes that students are doing.
Which is core principle number 2.
And also make sure it's at an appropriate level for the different students, so we can have within that range of resources and methods stuff that students who need more support can benefit from and bring them up. And for those kids who've got a pretty good competence level, can actually race away and challenge themselves. So that's the beauty of utilising that principle well.
Okay, thank you.